A while back, I made a video about the NES game Kid Icarus. Now, I love the game, but to a lot of people, the game seems pretty hard. So I gave tips on how to understand the game and enjoy it. After that, I made a video about Metroid, specifically about the Justin Bailey password, and how strange, weird, and coincidental the whole thing was. Go check them out when you can. Both Kid Icarus and Metroid use a password system, which means there's a lot of different combinations of characters that do some very weird things. Because when you get right down to it, when you start playing around with the game's password system, you're manipulating the game's code in a way that was never intended. But that's the fun of some of those older games. And it's something that's been lost over time, thanks to battery backup, hard drives, and cloud saves. If you still don't understand what I'm talking about, let me fill you in quickly. In Metroid, if you enter the name Justin Bailey as a password, it gives you the best possible power-ups for Samus, whose name isn't Metroid, by the way. And it sends you right to the end, with a very good chance at seeing the best ending possible. Most passwords are just a mishmash of numbers and letters, but some passwords are names and words, and so those stand out as a neat little Easter egg. There are other strange passwords in Metroid, like Narpa's Sword, Continue My Game Mini-Boss, and Samus Beats Mother Brain. They all do weird things. But don't put in Engage Ridley Mother. It breaks the game, as that password makes the game's internal clock think it's been running for over 300 years. In Kid Icarus, there have been a few passwords that are well known, like Icarus fights Medusa angels, packing, 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 and 8U. These really help you zip through the game with infinite health or all the weapons. But there is another strange password out there that may qualify as the Kid Icarus version of Justin Bailey. At the Sacred Words entry screen, enter Duvans, Mamor, Komor, Bortot. At least I think that's how you say it. This password sends you right to the last stage with full power on top of that, so you can safely fight Medusa and see the best ending. But hey, you might ask, didn't you say this was a Kid Icarus version of Justin Bailey? What is Duvans Mamor? Sounds like a heavy metal band. Well, it's not a name, it's actually a message in Swedish. A literal and very rough translation to English would be Dove's mother coming away. A very strange sentence, and it should be pointed out, technically, that Bortot is actually spelled in Swedish as I don't know how you say it. Maybe it's the same as Bortot. Why Swedish? Why anything? Well, with Kid Icarus and Metroid, it's been proven that the password system is fully random. Only a few characters in the password actually have any effect, and none of them were intentionally put into the game, except for maybe Narpa's Sword. It might be nice to think that somehow Nintendo gave a nod to the Swedes. Nintendo and Swedish distributor Bergsala have had a long relationship dating back to 1981. That's almost as long as Nintendo has been operating in the United States. And the street where Bergsala's offices are located is actually named Mario Way, complete with a statue of Mario and the famous green pipe. And you know what? Kid Icarus was also released in Europe before it was released in the US, so this password may have been the first one actually discovered by some bored kids in Sweden just making stuff up. Whether the password is an accident or not, it's very cool, and now it's a secret to everybody.